Hello warriors, thanks for playing this video. If you're not a sickle cell warrior, or a parent of a sickle cell warrior, or families and friends affected by sickle cell, you can scroll past this video or share it to somebody that will need this information because the information we share in our videos are quite practical based on our understanding and our experiences. Things not being taught in schools and things that your doctors won't tell you, that's what we share. So if you stick with me, you're going to learn one or two few tricks of the ruggedity of how to survive with sickle cell in Nigeria. I remain your boy Timon. I studied applied microbiology. I've had my own training in the hospital, and right now I'm the president of Maidunama Sickle Cell Foundation, which is an NGO set up by its founder, Ms. Rabi Maidunama. We currently have branches all over Nigeria. We have members from all over Nigeria and state reps as well. And this video is sponsored by Mojega International Ventures in partnership with Maidunama Sickle Cell Foundation. Mojega Herbal, this is the tea that I use, and this is the normal herbal bottle type where you have to consume this within 7 days of opening. But I prepare the tea because this helps me calm and also helps me to put in some kind of warmth to my body. Although this one is not officially out for the public yet, but this is what you can actually have, and this one is actually safer for children and pregnant women than in this case. So once this one gets approved, we'll be able to announce it. Now on today's topic, we'll be talking about identifying crisis and what to do about the sickle cell warrior. Welcome to another episode of Living Healthy with Sickle Cell. This time I'm doing it with tea, so I can just easily call it tea time with Timon. Thank you very much. So I was having a recent discussion with a group of teenagers who are sickle cell warriors, and I told them about the two types of crises that I usually face, which I don't know if it's the same with them and similar, and they actually agreed that they had similar experiences. So I kind of taught them my own method of identifying crises, what are causing it, what's the underlying cause, and then what to do about it. From my experience, I understand that there are two crises type, which is the minor and the major. The minor can grow into major if it is not well taken care of at the onset, and then the major starts like that. If it is not managed very well, it becomes detrimental. For me, the minor is usually caused by malaria parasites in my system, and the major is usually caused by blood infection in my system. How do I know this? Like, I live in a 3-story building where I have to climb lots of stairs, and anytime I climb it and I feel some kind of pains on my vertebral column, I know that this is a sign of septicemia, which is blood infection coming up. And if I feel any pains in my joints, I know that there's a bit of malaria in my system. It's either I start treating immediately with medications that worked for me over time past, or I go to the hospital and they recommend something different if the previous one I used didn't work out or doesn't work out the way I want. And I'll tell you my observation as well. During my crisis period, I try to do a lot of head notes. I take a lot of head notes. What caused it? Anytime I'm feeling it, what did I eat before? What strenuous activity did I do? What are the environmental factors? Is it that the weather is too cold or too hot? Am I that dehydrated? Did I do something? Did I run? Anything that I discover triggers it. Usually we would go into a headspace note, and that way I get to profile each crisis mentally. I get to also put into record the medications that didn't work and also the one that worked. While in the hospital, even under emergency cases and I'm being given medication or injection, I usually ask, please, what are you giving me? And they let me know. If it works, I record it down in my head that, okay, this is what worked. If it didn't work, I complain to them, this one didn't work for me the last time because I don't want it. And that is why it becomes a smarter way of understanding crisis and also managing it. If I feel the joint pains, I know, okay, it's malaria that is coming, and what do I need? Anti-malaria, I go for it. If it's the one that affects my vertebral column, and also that one is kind of quite dangerous because it goes up from 0 to 100 in seconds. You cannot lie down, you cannot sit down, you start moving around till it calms down. You have to look for a painkiller to control it because at that point your body's on fire. Painful fire, that's what I mean, not just any kind of fire. But one observation I made while I used Moji the last 2 months is, okay, yes, I know that it's been a while that I treated malaria and sepsis. So after climbing the stairs with my bag, which was kind of heavy with my laptop and other things, I noticed that I was having that kind of alarm of the crisis coming up along my vertebral column. But instead of me jumping into taking antibiotics immediately, I decided to conduct a little experiment with myself, which I said, okay, I was not going to take I'm not going to take any antibiotics or anti-malaria to counter the underlying issue. Let me look at the potency of this medication because I've been obsessed ever since I turned 30. Ever since I entered my 30s, I've been so obsessed with looking for a solution, something that will actually work for controlling crisis. And I didn't like the idea of combining too many chemically produced pharmaceutical drugs that might end up becoming difficult for my kidney or liver to excrete out of my system. But this is purely herbal. And after I took 3 bottles of this, right? In a week I'll take one, in the second week I'll take another, and the third week I took another. And since then, I am not feeling any sign of crisis. I've not felt any sign of crisis. can run up the stairs and down now, and there's no sign of it. My PCB is quite okay because I took blood test. I took my FBC, full blood count test, before I started. And after I did that, it shot up, it went up, and it was, I feel very fine right now. So I can proudly say to you with my full chest that it actually works. And I feel the potency that helps it, the mechanism for its effectiveness, is because one, it has that potential to build your blood to its optimal level. Secondly, it kind of, by building your blood, by building your blood levels, it also builds your immunity level, because with more blood level, you have more white blood cells that can fight against infection and fight against any intruding microorganism that has the potential to cause a crisis. And then thirdly, being an antioxidative agent, being an antioxidant agent, it has that potential to balance your body's pH level, the electrical charges that might have been left from either the kind of food you consume or interaction with that environment, not seeing enough sunlight and all that. So this kind of balancing all these things helps your body to be able to fight off infections on its own naturally without you trying to take injections and all that. Although you need to talk to your doctor before you start it, but I will advise that anyone who wants to solve their own problem like this should give it a try, and it's very cheap. I'll drop a link where you can actually make your purchases and give it a try yourself. I'm sure you'll be able to sing the same song I'm singing of its effectiveness. And that's all we have for you today on identifying your crisis and knowing what type and then knowing what to do. I like the taste. It has this herbal taste, the roots, back tree kind of taste, but this one has a minty taste. This has a minty taste. This just has a natural herbal taste.